Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing? I'm back after a week off. Going to continue our tours that I'm doing of the world save I've created. A little bit rusty here after being gone for a week, so just checking in and making sure everything looks good, that you can hear me, levels are good, so if you can, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to jump right into our tours. I still have a lot left to do, and I want to get going on that. So let's just make sure everything's looking good here. Let's see. Definitely still a noob at this, so I want to make sure everything's looking perfect. Let's see here. We're going to travel with Bob right away. And today we're going to be checking out, what are we going to be checking out? So last time we ended on Brindleton Bay, I want to say. Yes, this is what we toured last week. And so next up we have Del Sol Valley, and I definitely want to get through Strangerville and maybe even Sulani. So again, if you're new here, welcome. The past few streams I've just been going through this world save I've created. Now the world save is it's not all of my own creations. I know a lot of people focus on creating all of their own, but when I go on the gallery, I see a lot of amazing builds, and so I wanted to include them in my world save because there's a lot of folks out there who do way better builds than I can. And I love my builds. I'm not like putting myself down or anything like that, but you know, there's a lot of talented people out there, and so I have created this world save that includes some of mine and many of other people's builds. So I will post that link right here so you can check that out. It is world save. You can actually let me switch over my thing here. I'm doing this in the wrong spot. Okay, so it did post that link. You're able to see it. Yes, you're able to see it. So it's a world save I've created, and like I said, some of my builds, some not. But we're putting together a master list, so everybody gets credit. Like, I'm not trying to claim these as mine or anything like that. So keeping it on the up and up. First and foremost, all of the residential builds that I've done, homes anyway, are done by Schnook. I love her residential homes, and I think I use them for all the residential homes. So let's see, can you see me? Nope, you can't see me. Let me flip over my So up here, these are the 3 residential homes in the Del Sol world right now, and the rest are commercial lots. And I did that on purpose because I wasn't using the world a lot. Like, we have so many worlds, and I would play my household, and I wasn't traveling, I wasn't going anywhere. And of course, for a lot of us, it's because we have crappier computers or playing on a laptop or something like that, and so we don't want to be traveling a lot with those loading screens. But now that I have a higher end computer, I really wanted to like experience the game in like a full sense of it. So I came up with this concept of having this world save that was very niche. For one, like, all of my retail shops are very specific. Like, we have things specifically for honey, we have things specifically for like candles. So, just things like that, that of course we could make a retail store and have them have a one-stop shop kind of thing. But in order to utilize the world, I really, have a passion about creating this world save. So you can have it in your game. Again, I'm working on crediting everybody. We have a partial list going of some folks who I've used their builds, and I will definitely complete that build. I'm working on it kind of over the days as I go. But again, right here we have those 3 residential lots by Schnook. I'm not touring those because for the most part I haven't altered them at all. And so you can just go to her website and or to her gallery site and download them exactly as they are. So we're not going to be touring all of those residential builds, but we are going to be touring the commercial lots. So with Del Sol, I wanted to really focus on music and arts, and so that's why here we have the Musical Festival Lounge. So we're going to make Bob go there first. If I recall, I think Sim Proved is the one who did this musical festival lot, and I think it was done on a larger lot, and so I have condensed it. Yes, I'm having some memories about that now. So I kind of made it fit onto a smaller lot because I really liked the build. I really wanted to include it, and so you see that too. Like, most of these builds, unless I say otherwise, I have altered to suit what I need it to for this world save. So this is this incredible like outdoor live show. I have my friends come here a lot, like my clubs come here a lot for different reasons, just to kind of build skill together. And so right now we have, are we up all the way? This kind of like clothing area where you can buy merch like band t-shirts and things like that, that we had to modify this a little bit, but this kind of was here initially. And then using the tool mod, part of kind of in conjunction with me coming up with this world save was that I had created a challenge. Let's see here. Challenge. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by all itself? It was too tired. Oh, that's such an old man joke. But yeah, that's. But thanks for the joke. It's kind of early, so I'm kind of rusty and kind of getting going here. But how are you? Thanks for coming in. So we're just going over our world save here, and oh my goodness, thank you for joining the Blue Jay band. Thank you so much. So we were just talking about my world save here that I've created, and I just posted the link, I think, just after you joined, that we're going to be starting the Eco Mansion Baron challenge that I came up with. That's kind of like a mix between like Rags to Riches and the Legacy Challenge. So it's basically a very painfully slow way to earn money and earn things, which is why we have the Eco Mansion Baron, I guess not Eco, the Mansion Baron aspiration set, because it is definitely very tricky. And so I created this world save. I created the challenge rules, and we're just touring all of that world save minus the residential lots. And so, anyway, this is our musical festival lot. I have created a lot of specific clubs that meet at certain locations, again, so we can utilize the whole world. We're not like always stuck in one lot, which was something that was really important to me. So, and then I started saying I use the tool mod because part of that challenge is having to acquire things. You can't go out and purchase things, with a few exceptions there in the rules there, but and so I've placed dumpsters throughout every part of the world, every neighborhood, let's put it that way, and also these voting boards from Eco Lifestyle. Just because, again, if we're traveling, we want to really maximize the use of dumpsters because that's the only way you can get your items for the most part. So we are using one dumpster type per dumpster per day. So it's pretty limiting. Again, that's why it's a challenge. Anyway, the rest of this build is just incredible. Again, I had to alter it slightly because it was built for a 64 by 64, and I think this is a 50 by 50, so we had to eliminate some things. But here we have like a little DJ booth and dance floor. We have our cooking, sort of catering area. It is blocked off, so only, VIP people can come back here. We have our little, I want to say this is like a love area originally. Right now there's nothing to woohoo, so we might have to change that if they wanted to specifically woohoo in that. Again, here we have the back of the stadium. Whoop! My computer has been, or I don't know if it's my computer, but the game has been really moving strangely for me lately. So I don't know if that's just my computer or if it's the game or what, but again, another little lounge area here. This is just such a fun, amazing build. Again, done by Simproved, who has nothing but amazing builds. So, I definitely wanted to include that. And of course, everybody gets credit in my credits. So we'll see here. I've created a list of, I just want to make sure this is working. I've created a list of the venues that I have in my world, in this world save, and then I'm beginning to add people's names who I've used their builds off the gallery, so everybody gets credit. That's really important to me. Again, I love building and I consider myself a pretty good builder, but some of the creativity that comes out of folks, I feel like they could just do such a better job that I wanted to use their builds. Like, I know a lot of people want to have their own save file that has all their own builds, and I like the idea of that too, but I definitely I think it's more colorful and rich having used builds from the gallery. So this lot here, I wanted to have a movie theater. This is the same as if you were to play the active career of the acting career. This is the Plum Bob Studios that you would go to. And all I've done is saved it and I've placed it on this lot here. Now, of course, it changes out depending on what gig you have. And so if you were to download this world save and put it in your game, you're going to get this basic lot. This is the one that kind of comes with that world save. But I haven't found on the gallery the different versions of it, and so I am hoping to, at some point, do that for myself. I'm going to make a note to save different acting career, because that's something I wanted to do, to save it to my gallery so that I can trade it out, like if I'm using it for photo opportunities or if we're using it for club reasons and we're coming to the slot. I want to have the different options that I can just place there. Because a movie studio, I feel like it would definitely switch out. Save different acting career studio, Plum Bob Studio. So that's my plan there, and I will link that appropriately in all my documentation on how you can find those different lots. But again, this is just as is just the acting career Plum Bob Studio. I don't think I have altered it at all. So again, they all have, if you go to this career, if you what do they call it? Active career. Yeah, if you travel with your sim on the active career, this is how it looks. And so you'll have your stage here that you do all your performances on, and then we have this little hair and makeup area, and then here's our clothing area. So again, this is just nothing fancy. This is just the Maxis version just plopped on to this lot. I did check out a couple of different people's builds who have redone the studios, but I really wanted that ability to just plop it in and have it be changeable. Whereas when I used a specific lot from somebody from the gallery, I felt like it wasn't going to be so easy to do that. I had initially tried to make over one of those and like make just one of the rooms change to be able to change out, but it just didn't work. So that's the reason I went with that simplified version. I know there are much more awesome versions on the gallery. Of course, any of these, if you had your favorites, you could change that out too. So, definitely feel free to do that as well. Just going to take a second here to check something, make sure we're looking good. So here we're joining the spa, Judith Spa. I think I renamed this. Off the gallery, it was something else. Just checking something. Bear with me for 1 second. All right. So I think I named it something else, and so it might be kind of tricky to find on the gallery, but I think if I save the lot, I should be able to find the name. So this is an amazing spa. Again, I just had to include it because I thought, if we're in Del Sol Valley and we're focusing on the music and the arts in most of the venues, but I thought, Judith Ward lives here. So this is Judith Ward's spa. And I felt the spa would be totally fitting for kind of a Hollywood-like land, which was how I was kind of envisioning Del Sol Valley. And so again, this one I think was built for a larger lot, so we had to really modify it just because a few things ended up getting cut off, but I think I did a pretty good job of making it feel complete and not awkward. And so again, if we have celebrities, a celebrity club or something like that, they can come here and have a spa day. I'm really trying to utilize those clubs that I've created for this world save to get our butts off of our home lot and out into the world. Again, that was something really important to me because once I got a nicer computer, I wanted to be in the Sims worlds much more. Again, with the Machino pack too, like when we got that photography skill, I really started like going around the world a lot and taking a lot of photos and seeing things that I had never seen before. So here we have kind of our check-in area, and then just a basic cafe area where you can get your coffees, you get your drink tray, kind of a sitting area. There is a bartender here. And so this is kind of built in like a little kind of like pods in areas. So here we have, oh my goodness, this is moving around a lot. Like I said, my camera has been just funky lately. I'm not sure what's up. But we have some yoga mats here. We have our saunas. We have some showering areas. We have this massage area where you can get a group massage or chair massage. We have spa, a hot tub. And then I think it's just the opposite. Like it seems like the way it's set up, it might be like a masculine and a feminine areas that mirror each other. I don't know what the original designer was thinking, but that's kind of what it comes off to as me for me. So then we have a little workout area. You can see down into the spa area. And then I don't think that has anything else. And then we actually have a couple of beds. So your Sims could stay here and sleep if they need to. I know my butler, when I have a hot tub, always sleeps in the hot tub, which really is really annoying, but it's so relaxing, I guess. He just falls asleep. And So that is this amazing spa. It literally has everything you could want to hang out and do spa stuff or workout stuff or things like that. I just thought it was so beautiful and I absolutely wanted to include it in that world save. So next we're going to go down to the lower level. I have all of these set to the industrial footprint, eco footprint, because I I was planning this world save when I knew Eco Lifestyle was coming out, and I was so excited that there was going to be an element that affected all of the worlds, that made a difference. And so I really set up the different neighborhoods to reflect that eco footprint. Some of them will, of course, revert back to that neutral footprint just because that's the way the game is. Unfortunately, I wish we could set it appropriately for how we want, like I've done here, but it is what it is, I guess. So here is an amazing, I want to say this was a karaoke bar. I forgot to look when before I loaded in, but this was so awesome. Like the graffiti and the rusticness, like this old building that has been converted into this like funky hip area. I was really excited about this build just because it looks so like saturated with the arts. So, and nightlife, like I could totally see so much nightlife happening in this venue. So we have this little like outdoor area again with the radio, the DJ booth. You could do some performance here as well if you were trying to earn tips that way. Again, in my challenge that I've created, the Eco Mansion Baron Challenge, you can earn through busking, earn money through busking, but only after you reach a certain level. So that's one of the tricky things about this challenge too that I've come up with is that your ways to earn money, your ways to earn skill are very limited until you reach a high enough level. And so I have all those rules for you there on that spreadsheet that I've created. So here we have just this kind of arts room. I think these are dance floor. Yeah, so you can dance up here. It's made to look kind of like it's protecting the floor for these paintings, but you absolutely could dance. Build your painting skill here. This next level we have, oh my goodness, this camera is just driving me nuts. I apologize that it's jumping around on me. We have a bar, we have the karaoke machine, radio, piano. So again, a great place to earn some of your skill. Same as below, we just kind of have this more exaggerated version down here. I love this keyboard rug. Whoever created this, I don't think I listed them on the credits yet, but whoever did this is just stunning. I just love this. So that is our we'll check and see what kind of venue it is here in a second for this build. But I definitely use this as my karaoke spot, like if I want to do karaoke with my karaoke club. We're going to go to the Rock Legend Music Store next. Next time we go out, we'll check and see. I'm pretty sure it is a karaoke bar, just with the number of karaoke machines that we have. So this one, I do go here a lot because, like I said, I wanted to make venues that get my Sims out of their freaking home lot and out into the world. And so if I have like when I'm allowed to buy a musical instrument, or if my like teenager is aging up into a teen and I want to get him a birthday present, I will come here and I will buy a musical instrument. So just creative ways to use the lots that I want. And so I have a lot of retail lots in this world save. But this, again, I think this was a gallery build. I've modified it. I think this fountain was actually in the back, but I have it in the front now as part of the front entrance. It's one level, nothing too fancy. But we have, I created all these CDs that you can buy. I really should come in here with the tool mod and maybe flip them so they stand up so it looks more like a store. But I guess the trick with that is a lot of times when you don't slot things, you can't purchase them. So like these are slotted into the slots for that the shelf has, and so I'm able to purchase them. But so okay, I guess there's a downside to doing it that way. Again, like these aren't on the floor, so you can't technically buy them, but these ones you can. So there's a little some when you're setting up retail shops, there's some tricks you have to know if you're going to do that. So that's why we have like some things on the floor that maybe you wouldn't find like violins for sale on the floor, but in the Sims world, we have to do it that way. So again, most of this stuff is for sale. So my Sim can come here and buy everything that they need to buy, and it functions like an actual retail shop. And then we have some a place to get some snacks, and then just your public toilet here if you were visiting the shop. Again, we have a dumpster. I've added so many dumpsters because that challenge really hinges on them. You start with nothing and you have to find everything or craft it. You can craft it too, but you can't buy any of the crafting machines until you reach like level 5 for most of them. So that's why traveling is also important. Like there are different crafting areas, and that you would travel to those while you're trying to build your skill. If you don't want to do it through reading. And again, like I said, most of the neighborhoods I have placed a dumpster or even two around. So here's one. I think this world has two. We're not going to look for it forever, but so there's at least one here. And again, it really hinges on that. So let's travel and check out the next lot. We're going to check out the next lot, and this one is, yes, a karaoke bar. I was almost certain that was a karaoke bar. Now we have the recording studio. This is a lounge. Again, I have my music club meet here. Like we're going to the recording studio and we're going to play some instruments and we're going to record some tracks. And so we do have I want to say yes, we have the mixing studios. So you can mix your tracks and create those CDs like you saw in the last store. And that's how you do that, is you use this produce in your track. And then once you burn the track, you'll get a little CD in your inventory. And that's not something you can find in the debug menu. So I was super happy when I was able to pull those out of my inventory and set them for sale. That made me really happy, just because you can't find those in debug, and what music store doesn't have like music CDs. So this venue is, again, I think just one story. It was one I found off of the gallery, but I've modified it to fit this space. Again, credit will be given, just because it is an awesome build, and I've started that credit list, but it's not complete. So it's a work in progress. I'm still working on it, but everybody absolutely deserves that credit. So here it's just kind of like an entry area. We have the recording booth, like where the audio engineer would be, and then here's our here's our the way that this game is moving lately has just been so frustrating. I don't know if it's me or the game or what, but we have our different instruments that the Sims can play. We have a couple of public restrooms, again using that dramatic Machino wallpaper, just to make it look like real hip. And with Del Sol Valley is supposed to kind of be a fancier area of town. Again, like Hollywood is what I was thinking in my mind when I was making this over. Pink hair salon. This was super cute and I just couldn't help but add it. So I figured, we have our spa, which is kind of a way to treat yourself, but then we also have this hair salon where you could get your nails done, you could get some spa treatments, things like that, to pamper yourself. Again, super appropriate for a venue like Hollywood. And whoever did this on the gallery, I had to include it. It's so cute and adorable, but also just fits perfectly. So we have this check-in area, we have some of this custom art. It doesn't count as CC because of the way they've created it. So you, if you install this in your game, you don't need to download the CC. It just shows up just like this. I don't have any CC in my game, with the exception of building mods. So no like build CC, let's put it that way. So this is all rendering properly. You don't have to worry about that. Just a cute little salon, like, you know, a very like niche salon, and you know, like Ted Gibson salon or something like that. So we have some spa chairs that you would presumably like wash their hair at that station. We have our drying station. This is a lamp. I thought, oh, that's so cute and ingenious. That looks like, you know, you put the hood down over your hair to dry it. And again, just this brilliant use of these different items. This is a tub shrunk down to look like it's, you know, you're getting a treatment for your feet. And then we do have these styling stations, which are functional. So I could ask for a new hairstyle for Bob. We're not going to because we're just touring, but you know, Bob could come in here and request a new hairstyle. So that's pretty fun. And I just thought it was a really sweet little venue that I wanted to include in this build. So I think we have one more left in Del Sol here. Again, you're going to be able to find a dumpster around somewhere, just because I've included so many dumpsters. And yes, so this is our last. This is the movie theater. Now the movie theater was pretty tricky. I knew I wanted to have it look a certain way, and so I was looking at a lot of builds on the gallery. This one's going to be a little tricky to credit properly because what I've done is I've used quite a few different elements from different builds. So look at this amazing like raised seating. I freaking love this. But so this was in one build, this raised seating. And it might be the builder who did this main building. But then I used this front like entrance element was another builder. So I'll have to search for that and find out who created this lovely front look to it. And then I want to say there was some third elements, a third builder that I used too. But so here we have our ticket booth, you know, just kind of a entrance area. We have our bartender with the popcorn machines here. Again, I've made it over to make it function how I wanted it to. And we have our handicap accessible bathrooms downstairs, but then we also have our more public restrooms upstairs. So really, and these would be like the film booths that, you know, they don't really have film booths anymore, so this is all digital, but that, you know, kind of in my mind thinking this is an older theater. So that was kind of why I included those rooms. So again, this is where I travel when I have a holiday set up that we have to eat popcorn and go to a movie, and so we always come here for that that holiday and to fulfill those holiday requirements. And that's another way I've been using in this save is to set holidays that require me to travel. So again, just trying to get out into the world and utilizing this beautiful these Sims worlds that, you know, I got so stuck. I literally would not leave my home lot. And so I really wanted to create this world save that would get me out of the house. So that was super important to me. So next, I think that is all of Del Sol Valley. We are going to tour the next world that I've created. Let's see what that is actually. I know I said it, but I forgot. My memory is poor. So Strangerville. Let's see. Can you see these? Yes, you can. So the secret lab I have not touched. I have not made over. You need a mod in order to modify it. And you know, it requires certain things in order for you to be able to go through the story that the Strangerville story. And so altering it can be not good for your game. But I was thinking I wanted to add some things that allow you to stay there a little bit longer. Just because right now I don't think you can have, like, there's no snack machines or way to feed yourself or anything like that. I suppose I could add some elements like using the tool mod and have them not on the lot. I haven't thought about that, but again, I think I might need the mod in order to like place the items initially so I can move them off of the lot. So I haven't altered that. I may or may not, but I want to say I don't have a dumpster. So I think this is the one exception if you move to the secret, let's see here. I'm talking about this lot right here. If you move to this, or if you travel to this lot for any reason, like if you're doing the Strangerville story, then I don't have a dumpster for you to use for the Eco Match and Baron challenge. So keep that in mind if you're traveling there or doing that story. In this save file, I haven't played through it, like I left it intact. So if that's a story you want to tell within this world, you absolutely can. Like it hasn't been touched. So, definitely keep that in mind. Again, we are not going through the residential homes. They are done all by Schnook. She is like my favorite residential home builder. And so her builds are just plopped in as she has them. They are perfection. I'm not going to touch them. So you can check those out on her website. Let me add the spelling. Schnook. That's her username right there. You can check her out on the gallery and get all of the residential homes that I use in this. First up, we have the Strangerville Observatory. I wanted to have a venue that hosts that stupid telescope that is huge. It's like there's no great home lot, like space on your home for that. Same with the rocket ship. Like, why? I don't know. So it's just, I guess, a pet peeve, and many people's pet peeves of why it's so stinking huge. I miss the days of the smaller objects like that. So we have built this. This is a gallery build again. I've altered it slightly, but for the most part, it is original to the designer on the that I got it from on the gallery. But I just thought this is just perfect for Strangerville. I really personally associate the aliens with Strangerville, and so that's why we're coming here to check out the aliens, use this, if we want to collect any of the prints that come from using the telescope, that is where we come and do it. Again, there is a special section in my challenge. I will send you that link again in case you're just joining us. That in order to gain certain traits, since we are keeping the Mansion Baron aspiration, sometimes when you complete an aspiration, you earn unique traits, and since we have to keep that Mansion Baron challenge aspiration throughout the generations, there's no opportunity to earn those. And so the way that I've gotten around that is when you complete a collection, you're able to cheat in one of those traits. So like the first time I played through this challenge, I finished the collection of, I want to say, postcards. That's what it was, the postcards. I collected all the postcards, and so I could give myself run of those aspiration traits that we wouldn't be able to earn otherwise. So it was the fresh chef trait, so that when my sim cooks something, it doesn't ever go bad. And that was super handy for saving money. So there was kind of there is a way to kind of give you a leg up in this challenge if you use those things. So again, here's our observatory. The first floor is just kind of like a library area. We do have a couple of computers, public restrooms, so you can come here and you can read, learn about things. And then this second floor is kind of tricky just because of the way the roofing is done. It looks so cool that I was willing to leave it. But we do have this listening machine that you need for Strangerville. And then we do have this chess table as well. So again, I think there is a club that specifically comes here to do their club things. And that is super. Okay, I just wanted to check and make sure I didn't have my, what I should do is turn my volume down and then have this be, so you guys let me know if if the volume of this is too loud or not. Well, you know what, for now I'll just leave it down because we're not actually playing. So all right, so that's the observatory. Again, utilizing those clubs to get your Sims out in the world and experiencing that world was another huge thing. So again, the rest of these are residential that we're not touring. And then down here we have the crash site. This is done by another Plumb Bob. Again, I had to modify it slightly because it was done for a 64 by 64 lot, and this is, I think, a 50 by 50. So with this Strangerville world, I really was thinking like Roswell. Like this is the alien hub. This is where we have all our conspiracy theorists. We have the military base, you know, like the military Sims are here. And so really in my mind we're thinking Roswell or Area 51 type thing. So we have this wonderful museum dedicated to all those with this crashed UFO. I freaking love this. I don't come here that often because I haven't really figured out how to set up a use for it, being that it's a museum. I think one of the aspirations, I think, requires you to go to a museum. And so the fact that we have our Mansion Baron aspiration all the time means that you're not going to come across that normally. So that is one of the downsides, I guess, to having the aspiration the way it is all the time. But, you know, this has some amazing alien space focused things. So we have all of our like space rocks, our alien collections. We have the Strangerville plant on display. Look at this fancy, you know, space rock on display. We have some space prints. We have a learning center right here where you can chill and learn about the all the information that the museum has for you. We have our public restrooms. We have this sort of lookout area where you would get in line here to perhaps view this lookout area. And let's see here. So this is just the main entrance. Again, the ticket booth like you saw over at that movie theater, that ticket booth style. And let's see, we do have a picnic area. You would have to hire a vendor. So there is food here. So if your sim gets hungry while they're at the museum. Here we have like this crashed part. What am I thinking? Like space junk kind of stuff. We have our alien satellite. Ooh, you can contact the aliens even. That's tricky. And then look at this. We have some like alien monitoring. We have this, what's this from? Jungle Adventure, but we put the alien plant life on it. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this is so fun. Yeah, so I had to include it, but again, I'm pretty sure it's another Plumb Bob. I think I may have credited in that credits. Let's post that again for you so you can see who does. So you could, it's a list of all the builds I have for this world save and then so far who I've credited. So you can check that out. Yeah, so this is just super fun. I just thought it was so perfect for Strangerville and I wanted to have it. So let's see. So that's that. That's our museum. Not too many museums, not too many bars. I you know, I wanted to have a good balance. Well, I take that back because I have so many retail shops in this. Strangerville Junkyard. Right now we have somebody living in the junkyard. So it's a residential in this world save. I think I changed that. So let me Junkyard, Strangerville. Junkyard, Strangerville, lot type. Because when I am traveling with my Sims, oh, and I had added a ton more dumpsters. So let me add that again too. Because it's a junkyard, dumpsters. I can't talk and type at the same time. So because it's a junkyard, I thought, okay, to have this one little dumpster, yeah, we have one dumpster. So I did go and add like a bunch back here. We added some with tool mod to be sitting outside, and over here near the entrances, like if the truck would come in and, you know, unload it and stuff. So so this is the one of two areas that is kind of my junkyard that I will frequent when I'm dumpster diving. So again, right now we need to probably knock on the door, which is there a door? There's not a door. So that could be a tricky thing too. So door for junkyard, Strangerville. Because otherwise, since we have a resident here, we can't knock on it and enter it. So right now we're going to have to try and cheat. And that is enable free build. BB enable free build. There we go. So we'll just tour it in build mode. Door for junkyard, Strangerville to knock on. Yeah, because if there's somebody living there and there's no door, then we can't knock on it to go into it. So that was not well planned on my part. But it's just a little junkyard shack. We have a cot. Do we have a toilet? We have a sink. We do have a toilet. So this sim is definitely roughing it. There's no food, so you would have to scrounge for food. But your sim can come here and use the recycling. Like if you have a bunch of junk in your inventory, we can do all the recycling. How did Bob end up with a bunch of lightsabers? Like, I haven't played him to go to Batu or anything, so that's really strange. Sometimes this game just comes up with the craziest things. I don't know, but so that's our junkyard lot. Again, I travel here if I need to have a good dumpster diving session, and again, I've added more dumpsters. Like right now it's just the one dumpster, so it's not very fruitful, but come on, Bob. What are we doing here? We don't need to do that. We need to travel. Sometimes, okay, are we playing? Sometimes these sims can be so frustrating. What is he doing? There we go. He did not want to cooperate. I'm moving too fast for him, I guess. So this retro diner is next. I wanted to have kind of a eatery station, like an eatery for the Strangerville world, and I thought kind of a retro diner would definitely be appropriate for the Roswell vibe. Uh-oh. So something happened that has never happened before. Incomplete. Let's try and view it and see if we can go in build mode. Just so we can keep our tours going. I don't know what's up with that with our game, but so here is our retro diner. Super cute, fitting for the rest. Like, look, it fits right into the town. And then we have this kind of large parking lot back here. So these were all they're placed off the lot, so I really took the opportunity to, I think I put these cars here. I don't think they were with the original build. I could be wrong. I believe I added a dumpster again because we're maximizing dumpster diving all the time for this kind of rags to riches type challenge that I have. And then again, just a super cute little diner, just that really has that retro vibe. It has a lot of the Strangerville items and feels of, kind of like I said, the Roswell vibe that we're going for. And it was just perfect for this build. So that's why I chose to include it. I think the menu is all set to diner things, and I'm going to back out. Let's see. We're not going to save. So I got that error code. I've never seen that error code before, so who knows what's up with that. And we're going to just load our game again, Bob Pancakes, and hope that that doesn't occur again, because that's kind of depressing that my game is not functioning correctly. Yeah, that's kind of depressing actually. I hope it doesn't mean that the save is ruined. I do have a backup copy, so that shouldn't be an issue. And okay, next, oh wait, we gotta go grab Bob. Where is Bob? So he is at the Uptown Museum. That was our last save, is we saved when he was at the Uptown Museum in San Myshuno, I believe that is. So we'll get him back in Strangerville and hopefully have no more issues, because that's kind of a bummer. Let's see here. Yeah, so I think we will continue to do the next world as well. Let's get him traveling back over to Strangeville. Of Sulani, I think we will travel to Sulani. I'm feeling good. My voice isn't crapping out too much. So we'll definitely continue. I'd like to get through a lot more. I really am excited to get into this challenge and show you guys everything. And so yeah, that's really my focus. Is I kind of want to get through these touring the world save, just so we can actually get into the gameplay of the challenge. So that's coming up hopefully after next weekend. I don't think we'll get through everything this weekend, but we'll see how it goes. So again, this is a dilapidated gas station from the gallery. I don't recall who it's by. They will get credit when I determine whose credit. So again, if you place a lot, and even if you modify it and then you upload it, it will say who it's by. So I have to kind of go through the process of doing that in order to determine who a lot of these are. Like a lot of them I have saved to my library, so you can see on that master list that the ones that I had, I just credited immediately, but I have to go through that process of like saving them to my library and then checking out who did them. So this is cute, again, just like gas station. I have a club here club setup that comes here for it's a handiness club. So we do have, oh my goodness. So this is, oh yeah, I was like, I thought I did. So we have a couple of different handiness tables. So my club can come here and work on their handiness. And there's some snack machines. They can listen to the old-fashioned jukebox. And then we have this like car where you're working on your car. We have a lower level, which I've included some more handiness stations, because if it's a club, you're going to have a bunch of people hogging all those handiness tables, and sometimes my Sims can't get in if somebody else is using it. So just a fun little build. We have a toilet area back here. Really junkyard vibe. I just love this. Again, perfect for Strangerville. And I want to say, yes, I was like, I knew I put a dumpster. Again, Strangerville dumpsters were a little, I want to say, yes, there's one by this military family right here. And then I hid one over here behind these like apartments or whatever they are. So so there's two in this Strangerville neighborhood that you can access. And we're going to go on to the next lot. This one I have set as residential. It's like a military barracks. I want to say, like it's really military themed. We have a military family that I've created who is living there in this world save, and so we're going to knock on their door and check out their house. Let's see, what does it consider the front door? It considers that one the front door. Hopefully those aren't locked. I can actually get in there. Again, so here's the overview. We have some living quarters, and then we have our different office buildings. And can come on in. So here is again that just like the front office, where you'd kind of again check in with the folks here at the military. And then we have some of our specialized equipment. So we do have the where you can travel. Oh, you have to. So you can attempt the alien contact. So you can try to contact aliens through this, but you have to upgrade it if you want to travel to the alien world. We have an X-ray machine, which you can tinker on. You have your listening device. In order to use those listening device, you need to place bugs first, I believe. We can experiment. And what's this? Practice analysis or tinker. It looks like we can tinker on those as well. So here's our kind of cafeteria and commercial kitchen area. So they have, you know, that, and then we have our shower. It's just a mirror image of each other. Showering area and bathroom area, and then just our different bunks for the folks who are kind of living on this lot, as well as some exercise equipment, because you definitely want to stay in shape in the military, right? So just a fun lot. We made it again fit here because the military career comes with Strangerville, and so I wanted to make sure that that was reflected in this world save. And so part of that was having kind of a military space, and since you can't really overhaul the secret lab, which I feel like could be an opportunity to have like the military base out there, like, you know, Area 51 type thing, like, but alas, we can't do that, at least without mods, and I don't really want to risk screwing that up because I want the story to be playable for anyone who downloads this world save. So, you know, trying to keep it simple, I guess. So we have the library here. Again, I'm not sure who did this off the top of my head, but they have placed an observatory too, or a telescope, so you could come here and do that as well as the observatory lot that we toured already. This is just a cute little build. I didn't really like well, I liked the one that came in the game all right, but the goal of this save file is to replace everything, so this was a cute kind of library version that I thought just was really cute and appropriate. So we have our computer stations, we have our library, we have our listening stations, public toilets, we have sink area, and then over here we have like a main office. I don't know, maybe the librarian or whatnot, but it was just a perfect little area where we can do what we need to do. We have the chess table to learn logic. We have a couple of painting easels, another chess table. So this was definitely perfect for, you know, replacing that lot. And just, it looks kind of historical, so it fits in. Like some of these buildings back here look like this town does have some history to it. And so I thought it really fit with the vibe that I was going for with this world save. Alright, so next we are going to start Tour Sulani. We've done Glimmerbrook, and then we have these two left. So I'm hoping we can get through a couple more, and then next weekend when I stream we'll get through the last of them. I have not yet overhauled the Batu lots. I'm waiting to see kind of what everybody comes up with and find some things on the gallery. Okay, so again, let me switch over my thing so you can see this. We have the residential lots. Again, these are Schnook lots. I was able to find some, I believe they're all hers, that I was able to find sort of Sulani themed ones. She mostly does like more residential, typical residential homes, but I think I was able to find a few of hers like that. And then of course we have this one here. It's just kind of like a more upscale. Since it's not on the water, I felt like we could go with kind of a more modern, like more extravagant build, but still kind of has that, you know, with the palm trees, the tropical feel and stuff. So the only one in this neighborhood that we need to travel that's not a residential lot would be this pier. I couldn't not include it. It was just so amazing that I had to include it. And as you saw there, it has this lovely Ferris wheel. There's no CC in this world save file at all. So of course this doesn't work, but it looks freaking cool, so I wanted to include it. Let's see here. So this is just like this fancy pier that, you know, is in this beautiful world that I wanted to include. Sims can come here and hang out. It's kind of has this barricaded, like you only can come out to this area if you're part of the elite. We have this kind of swimming area. We have a bar, and then we have several eateries, and then our public restroom is right here. And then here would be the kiddie area. So we have some kiddie toys, we have bubbles, we have the swimming pool for the toddlers, and then this cute like fenced in area for the tots. So, you know, I just love this build. So how could I not include it? And there's no way, this is a perfect example of, sure, I could have this concept in my mind of I want to create this like elaborate pier, and I, you know, kind of have all the elements. I could think of these elements to include in something like this, but the way that this builder has put it together is just far more perfect than I could come up with. So, so that's why I did it that way. I you know, like I said, I love the idea of having a world save that is all my own builds, but you know, I can't do some of the things justice like this. I would have never come up with this. It's just gorgeous. The one thing that I did change was I wanted to have some options for wedding venues, and so we did add this little area here that is a wedding venue. So that your Sims could like come here and get married, kind of giving this lot a little bit more purpose, because right now there's not too many skilling areas here, which is what I use a lot of lots for, is they can be a scaling area, and so that's why I've included that. I want to say over here, which you can't see. Let me switch my thing back to the right spot. Over here, you can see there's some public cooking too. So if you were doing the challenge and earning money is really slow and painful, and you didn't want to like pay for a caterer and everything to come to these catering locations, then you still could do that as well. So that is an option. So isn't this build just fabulous? It's so amazing. So we're gonna check out the other neighborhoods. So this is, so what I have this as, I think it said as a beach. This one up here is a national park. I believe this was from the gallery, but I've just modified it a little bit. Bob has manifested inside the wreckage. So this is just like a plane crash area. I personally will visit this lot if I'm doing photography, because we can come up here, we can take a picture of the volcano erupting, we can take a picture of this wreckage. I just thought it was really like a fun concept to have this wreckage in Sulani somewhere, because it seems like you got, it's so different from all of the other sim worlds, and so you would definitely be taking a plane to get here, and there's a bunch of islands, so it makes total sense, to me at least, to have a plane wreck here. And so this is a national park. It has all the requirements of a national park, and I did create this kind of hole so your sim can actually go down and go in there, but there's nothing in there actually. So again, kind of like people were stuck here for a while, we've put together a swing so we can have at least some entertainment. We've put together shade for some additional comfort out of these found objects. Really rustic, not a well-kept national park, just because of the plane crash, but it's more like the surrounding area is the national park. So looks like I'm maybe getting some lag here. Hopefully we can get through this without my connection cutting off. Last week it just quit completely, and so that was really sad. Just because I lost all of my chatters that day. So that was definitely kind of sad. Let's see here. Microphone looks good. All right. Skipped frames. Uh-oh. So it looks like I'm skipping frames, and hopefully it doesn't get any worse than that. So next we have the Pride Nudist Beach. I love this concept. I wanted to have something specifically dedicated to Pride, and I found this on the gallery, and it was just so cute. I wanted to have a nudist beach as well, so we kind of combined the two things. I love the colors, and that's why we have this particular build. I may have modified it. I want to say I maybe added some solar panels, but I can't recall for sure. So this is just kind of a cute little build, beach build. Again, I come here if I am using the beach or visiting Sulani for any reason, like vacation. Again, that's when your sim has earned quite a bit of money, which is hard to do. But if you do some beach combing, you can get items for your sim to sell. As far as we have a lot packed into these little things. The builder did an amazing job with, using a lot of items. So we have our easel right here. We have a bar. We have a TV in that one. We have some gardening items in here. We have a shower in here. And then we have a bed, table, books, and a grill. So it's literally everything you could need. And then the public restroom. And then we also have a grill here and some outdoor eating and a swing. And then you can do your fishing right here. So this is, I'm so surprised by how much we got packed in here, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful to see that this is such a complete lot and you're not lacking when you are traveling here with your Sims. You can do a lot of diving, again, catching the fish, which you can sell. And then this last lot in this neighborhood is the Aqua World Water Park. This is by Mr. Olkin, I believe. We modified it a little bit. It was done for a 64 by 64 lot, and this is a 50 by 50, if I'm remembering correctly. And so the original lot is quite a bit more expansive, and let's see here. Like these pools are much more extravagant and make a lot more sense. Like right now they're just butted up against a fence. But look at this amazing lot. Like he used the tool lot, or the tool mod rather, to create these wonderful water slides. It's just wonderful. I love this. I had to include it. This is from my water park that I modified. He had something else here, and I wanted to include this in. If we're going to have an ultimate like water slide venue, then we needed to have something for the toddlers too. So this is a great venue to come swimming with your toddlers. We can get our fitness skill up with all these pools. Again, there's things for toddlers to interact with here. It's kind of like, I have something like this near my home that, you know, looks like a jungle gym at the water park for the toddlers and the kids. So, and then I took the concept of the original bar that he had. It was a sunken bar, and so we replicated that swim up bar, which I don't know if your Sims can actually use this, but they can still get their drinks. We have some TVs back here. We have this cooking station. So likewise, we have a vendor if you want to, you know, if you want to live it up and just order something. And then we have these tables here, covered shaded tables. We have our public restroom, and again, all of this structure is just for show. They can't actually use these water slides. There's no mods, there's nothing like that, but it just looks so wonderful. And so much of the park is usable that I was willing to include it just because it's got a real wow factor. So inside we have, again, modified from the original version just due to the limited space that I had since it's a smaller lot. We have our locker rooms with the shower. And then we have our check-in station, presumably where you would buy these like knickknacks. And it looks like they maybe deleted some of them. So I'm going to make a note for myself as I go, as I'm touring these with you guys. I'm finding a lot of little things and I need notes for myself. So in water park. Because otherwise I forget. So I make a lot of little notes for myself on stream. So that's this kind of greeting area that you would check in and get your tickets, and just a little picnic area right here. And then we have games for the kids, that gaming table, some outdoor showers. Again, that swim up bar that is, again, from the original concept, but I have reworked it to fit with this smaller lot. Check out the original build. It is amazing. And we made it work for our purposes here because I wanted to have that just stunning build, and it looks great on the map when we look at it. So so that's really fun. So we don't have any residential lots in this one. This one is the Aloni. Oh, I'm not going to even try and say that. It's a spa. Again, if you're coming to Solani, you may want to get some spa treatments and treat yourself, and so that's why I've included a spa as in here as well. I think that might be the only. Nope, there is a spa in the Jungle Adventure World too. So Salvadorada. But this one again was from the gallery. I think it was a spa from the gallery originally. Again, a cute little build. We have a tiny little public restroom here. We have some laundry. We have our check-in booth, kind of this hangout area. We have a kitchen. You know what? I think this might have been a home originally, now that I think about it, and I've converted it into like a little like bed and breakfast type spa. So we have our spa table, we have our gaming board, we have this extravagant bathroom here. We have our spa chair with a lot of the Sulani themed decorative items. We have the sauna. And then we have our little locker room, changing room area. So yeah, I'm pretty certain this was a house now that I think about it. And we've converted it into like I said, a mom and pop type spa. Again, just using what we have off the gallery. I just loved the build so much that we made it work. And that's kind of what this save file is all about, is just kind of making things work, and definitely crediting the correct people. Love Lagoon. So I had created a venue that had all of the like romantic buffs that you could be triggered through things. I have a lot called the Love Hotel that does that, and it's basically a hotel where you can go shack up with people. And due to all the emotional items activated, it would make life really easy to do that. So I wanted to have a similar thing in Sulani. And so we need to, I don't remember who did this build, but I have done a similar thing, or I thought I did. Yes, so we brought in all of those, like the flirty paintings that if you activate the emotional, what do they call it? That triggers the emotion, it will make you flirty, which kind of is better for, getting the Sims in the mood and friendly and receptive. Likewise, with this particular object, this what's it, a romance lamp or something, that will also give out flirty. So you turn that emotional aura on and it will get the Sims in the mood. So we have these lamps kind of cluttered all over the place. Again, I want to say this was a home lot, like a residential home, but we have modified it for this kind of hotel feel. Again, we have those flirty paintings. We have that mood lamp in every single room. I think I tried to put it in every single room. We have a closet to woohoo in. We have a shower to woohoo in. Various beds we can woohoo with that flirty painting. This lovely living room area with that beach painting, but it's also a flirty painting. And then our kitchen and dining area with the kava bowl. Again, it really hits all the Sulani points that you would want. So I'm pretty sure it was that residential build originally, but we've just converted into like a love type hotel area. Again, we have the flirty painting and that lamp outside, so anywhere they go, they will be triggered for that flirty mood. So that's how I utilize that lot, and a couple different options for woohoo spots. If whatever story you're telling, you could travel here and utilize it. Like if they're having an affair and they can't do the woohoo in their own houses, you would come maybe here. Or if a couple is having a romantic getaway and they're taking a vacation, maybe they could go there and have a special encounter. Here is a kind of like a market. I believe it is a retail lot. I wasn't paying attention when I hovered over it, but I think it's a retail lot. It's supposed to look like this kind of convenience store, but Sulani style. So we have again where we'd place our boat, like a boat, not a boat launch, but like where you'd park your boat to weather it over for any season that it's not in the water. That might be more of a, like, I'm from Minnesota and we definitely have a season where we have to take our boats out of the water. But anyway, that was in the original build, so I left it. And then let's see, it's just a single story. We have our scuba gear here, and so like maybe you could rent that scuba gear. And we have our office for the shop. We have, let's see, yes, things are for sale. So I do have this set up as a retail shop, so you can come here and buy these different foods. Some of these debug items you can't buy. We have some of the seltzer, fizzy drinks, the juices. Again, it's supposed to be a convenience store, just kind of like an island convenience store, so we have a lot of different things. We have some items missing here too. I'm not sure why these items are missing, because in the save file that I play with this, they're showing fine. So we just need to double check and maybe like replace them correctly. So missing items in Sulani convenient store. So I will double check that for you guys. This lovely postcard display that they made, I just couldn't believe that. Like, isn't that the coolest thing? But we have different items for sale. Like, again, you can't buy these because they're debug items, but that the concept that you would be able to buy them in this store. A lot of you know, travel related items. We have our sunscreen, we have our bug spray, that type of thing. But some of the items you can buy. And then we have, I want to say these should be for sale. We're going to add that in too, because I know in that this refrigerated section, you should be able to set the fish for sale. Fish for sale. If you get the right fish in there, like if it's fish you actually caught, you can put it in there and then set it for sale. But if these are from like the debug menu, then they might not function properly. So that is this lovely lot. I thought it was just the perfect beach shack for Sulani, and a place to actually like go and buy some of those knickknacks you might need if you're staying in Sulani. And then lastly, we have one of my builds. It's one of the two modern, like we have that mansion that Schnuck built that I placed there over on the right, which you can't see because it's under me right now, under my screen. But and then we have this one is a modern. So I kind of envisioned that Sulani would also have some modern elements with all the developments that's there. And this is my dispensary that I created. You can check out the speed build that I've done. I do speed builds as well of all of my builds, and we have it's the only speed build that I've done that includes custom content. I did use Basemental mod in that speed build as one version. I've created two versions, so you can have the one that you need the mod for, or you can have this one that you don't need the mod for. It was created for like a city world, so it had like a curb, and this front was much more complete, but since we placed it in Sulani, I wanted to have this beach feel. And so we've just played some greenery like that, nothing too fancy. It is one level. I'll give you the walkthrough here. We come in, we check in at the check-in counter. We have the video camera, so we're monitored. We then have this little waiting room. Keeping with the theme of the green theme, we have some coffee, complimentary coffee. We have our ATM machine. And then once you can be escorted into the store area. We have this public bathroom right off of the waiting area. We have a consult room, so if you had questions about any of the products you were buying, you could meet here with a consultant. And then we have our actual merchandise. Okay, these have disappeared. There's everything on the... Why is so much disappearing? So we will check our dispensary. Again, just making a note for myself. Items missing. Just making notes for myself so I can remember to check these things in the original save file, and then when I update any of the save file, that everything is updated correctly. So we have, so these are supposed to be filled with like the herbal concoctions that you make with Outdoor Retreat, I believe. And then we've just used the tool mod to place these seeds for sale, like vertically rather than horizontally. So we have our items for sale. We have our bubble blowing machines. This is a pot that I've used, like the ink, the pen light that I think it might be what you use for cats, or just a pen or something. And so if you were to purchase this, the vase, this pen actually would stay there. So that's kind of funny. And then I used these kind of notes to look like maybe rolling papers or something like that. I used this to look like a vapor. And then we have our different kinds of mushrooms, and then we have our different types of herbs. Again, with the Basemental mod, I have it displayed very differently, and if you want to check out that speed build, you can see how I've done that. Speed builds, I want to say. So there is the link to my speed builds if you want to see the other version of this. And here is when you've done your purchasing, you would come out again being monitored. So it's this whole like officially being escorted through the dispensary. Here is where the employees come up and lock up the product, lock up the money for the day. We have the prep kitchen where they need to prep some of the products. We have our employee lounge right here. So you can have coffee, quick meals with the microwave. We have our employee restroom back here, and here we have our grow house. And I forgot the office. We have the back office for the facility, and then we have our grow house back here with our analyzer just to make sure everything's growing correctly and things like that. So this is our herbal dispensary. That build is mine. So if you want to download it, it is on my gallery, both the non-modded version and the modded version. The modded version is called Mary Jane Dispensary, spelled like this, Mary Jane. And you have to make sure that you check the allow custom content filter in the gallery, because otherwise it won't show, since it does register as custom content. And then of course you have to have the base mental mod installed as well. So we are going to travel. I think was that the last lot in Sulani. That would be impressive. I feel like we're flying through things. Well, that's why we have a couple more, so not quite the last few. All right, so we have a resort. I really wanted to have a resort in Sulani. Like that, it breaks my heart that there's no resort in Sulani, or like hotels or anything like that, because I have played past sim games, so it just breaks my heart. Let's just leave it at that, okay? But I wanted to have that vibe, so I forgot to look. I think this is set as a pool, I want to say. Again, this is off of the gallery. Nope, it must be set as residential because I can't tour it. So we're going to go into build mode and we're going to tour it that way. So it's a series of these little like huts that you would stay in, again with that resort feeling in mind. First, we have this lovely pool area. We have the outdoor TV. We have some easels to build your painting skill. Let's tour the bottom layer first. And this is like our outdoor covered lounge eatery area. We have a grill, we have our tables, we have a bar, so you can definitely, a fridge, so you can definitely get your eating needs done there. We have a dance floor and a DJ back here. We have a wishing well. Again, this is a build off of the gallery that I thought was so fun that I wanted to include it. And then we have our fire to dance around, which looks like there's probably room where it wouldn't burn down the house. But each room is so cute. It really uses that movie night pack, just with all the colors, which I thought was actually really appropriate for Sulani, having some bright colors, like Jamaica has a lot of color, so I felt like this was a good fit. Again, we have a bookshelf, a computer, bed, just for activities for your Sims to do. Similarly in this one, each room is kind of its own color scheme. And wouldn't it be awesome if we get hotels at some point and I could actually set this as a hotel? I'm hoping that comes. I know a lot of us are hoping that comes. So here's our public restroom. We have, the different showers. We have a tub area and our sinks. And here is a little bit more subdued but still colorful bedroom. Again, we have our computer and our bookshelf to do our skilling. So your sim is definitely not going to be bored here. This one we have a closet, so you could come in this one and do the woohoo. And it still has a computer and a library. So that is this build. And I thought it was just perfect for a Sulani type resort, and I'm secretly over here hoping that we get resorts at some point. It should have been a thing, man. It should have been a thing. So I'm hoping that if we get the resorts and hotels type thing, that it is awesome. So to kind of make up for it not coming, it's really hard to compare when I've played Sims 3, and it's just really hard to not to compare them. So yeah. So the last lot we have is this pirate ship restaurant. Again, this is from the gallery, and it is so like crazily decorated. It just blew my mind, so I had to include it. Again, we're gonna go up here. It's a restaurant. I do believe I have the theme set to like seafood items only, just because Sulani, I was thinking you'd have a lot of, natural fish, kind of like when I lived in the East Coast in Boston, like lobster and shrimp and, crab and stuff were featured a lot at a lot of the restaurants. So we have this cute little playground area for the Sims if you bring your kids here. Up above, we have this bar area. We have a little swimming pool for the tots, which doesn't make that much sense for a restaurant, but it gives them something for the tots to do, so I'm not going to complain. We have our gaming table out here, another activity for you to do, but look at the decor in this. This is just crazy. I just loved it, and I had to have it in my world save. Again, like I can build a pirate ship. I have built a pirate ship. For my water park, I built a pirate ship, but is it this level of pirate ship? No. So that is why I wanted to include other people's builds in this world save, just because it just makes the world so much richer in my world. Like I every time I come to this lot and so many of the other lots, I just am in appreciation and awe of how amazing builders we have out there. So look at this gaming room, kind of lounge room. Again, this is a restaurant. I don't believe it was originally a restaurant, and we've kind of made it a restaurant. We have a bathroom here. We have the hallway here. Oh yeah, I think it was a home because this was a kid's bedroom. And so we put a foosball table in to just kind of fill it out, to give it a purpose for being in the, a restaurant. Because I didn't want to delete all of this. I love the look of it. So we kind of made it work, like that's what this is all about, is you got to make it work. So you come in here. We do have the employees with pirate theme outfits. You check in here, get a table. There's very limited seating, so you come here and you get your seating, and all nautical themed. Just, oh gosh, I'm in love with this build. Over here's like the captain's quarters, so wonderfully cluttered. And there's no computer or anything, so you're probably not going to have most Sims kind of wandering in there. We have a TV, we have a toddler, again, an activity table if your toddler is coming to the restaurant with you. Again, this was the kitchen. I think we had to fit in this commercial kitchen to make it work. We have the busing station right here. We have a restroom. Oh, that was right when you enter in, and then you could use the restroom if you have to. And then again, just some storage area. Kitchen. I probably added this. I add this a lot for the holidays because I run holidays a lot and I have mods to add some holiday activities. But it's totally possible that the original person put this, the builder put this in there. But so yeah, just a lot of like storage for the restaurant. Just an incredible build. I just love it so much. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe it was supposed to be floating. I don't know. One of those lots that maybe it's not placing correctly, or maybe it is. Who knows? But just a wonderful, like, can you believe that beautiful build? It's just Stunning. So I have a lot of awesome builds. I have a lot of awesome builds in all the worlds, but again, just pulling the talent off the gallery and creating this really awesome world save has been so much fun for me and given me something to do. And again, planning the eco footprint with everything. So we traveled Glimmerbrook already. I think that was on episode 3 or like stream 3 that we did that. I still have a little bit of time before my household wakes up, and so we're going to try and go through Brightchester, and then hopefully next weekend we can get through the last final handful of lots to be done with it, and then actually like launch into this challenge because I'm pretty excited about playing this challenge. All right, so we're going to visit Foxbury Commons. I want to say this was done by Devin Bumpkin, I'm pretty sure. So it's definitely a wonderful overhaul of the Commons. If it wasn't him, or if it was, let's see here. I got to remember to get the credits done. Like I said, I've started on it. Let's pull that up so you can see that. Credit? Yes, credit. So you can see all of the lot types that I have and then who has done them. And again, I haven't completed that list, but we're working on it. So here is this amazing Commons. It totally is like, you know, the angular vibe of Foxbury. I feel like but it's still really creative. So we're going to start at the top floor. This top floor has this little picnic area and kind of a yoga area, which is so fabulous. And then we have our debate room. It's open, like the light still comes in, but it's still like private. So, you know, it's really genius actually. We have some skylights going into the room below. This is the cafeteria. We have a little restroom here. This looks like the computer lab, but golly, what a lovely computer lab. I wish computer labs looked like that in my school. And here we have just this walkway around the whole area. Here we have what I'm assuming will be the library, study area, like, you know, tables you can study at. And here we have our fun area. We need to have some fun when we're, you know, hanging out at the Commons, and so this is kind of our gaming area. We have a couple of outdoor decks, and then we have our downstairs area. So here is our kind of tech area where you practice your robotics, your fabrication, using the microscope, the huge ass microscope. And our gym area. I was looking at my closed captioning, or open captioning rather, to see if it would censor my using of that word, but it didn't. And then we have our locker room area here. So just trying to figure out what the closed captioning settings are, just because I'm trying to keep this as a family friendly stream, and so I want to make sure that it doesn't mistakenly type any swear words, so I'll have to double check that. So let's I thought I had set the settings so that it would like blank it out, but check closed caption settings. So that is the new Commons. We have a basketball, and then we have a place where your sim can come and perform. And let's see, I don't have my MCC command center because I was getting a lot of errors with it, and so I uninstalled it. But if we end up getting some crappy weather, like it looks like, I can't change it for you guys. So we're gonna have to just deal with the crappy weather. And very nice. I love look you. Thanks. Welcome on in. Yeah, so we're just touring my save file. And that one was the Foxbury Commons that I had pulled off the gallery. I'm using both some of my creations for the save file, and then also a lot off of the gallery. So this particular one is the Robotics Emporium. So it's where you would go and buy all of your robotic needs. This is a retail store that I have created. It is 2 levels. So we have our invention creator here. If you, again, are doing the challenge that I have, you need to visit venues in order to do skill building, because it's like rags to riches, so you can't purchase some of those items right away. So in order to do skill building, you need to have venues that you can use this at. So you can come and use the robotics machine here, or you can come and use the inventor machine here if you're not part of the science career. Otherwise, this is set as a retail shop, like I said. So here's your checkout center. We have our robotics books for sale. It looks like my shelves disappeared, so I'm going to make a note for myself. Shelving in robotics store. So you should be able to purchase these. You can purchase these servos if you want to add them to your family. And then, like, we have the Stingray gun you can purchase. We have the momentum, I can't remember what that's called, momentum machine. We have our cloning machine you can come here and purchase. And then we have I can't remember what they're called either. The suits that you create that take forever and a day if you want to create it. It looks like these are have disappeared too. Like, we had the glasses, we had all of the different color helmets. The arms have stayed correctly, so I'm not sure why those disappeared. But so I have to check that on the world save. But I have a note for myself. So anyway, you can come here and you can purchase these items. And then upstairs we have more like robotics flavored things. So we have, I included these robotic outfits. So you can come and buy these outfits when they were included in the game. In that patch, I added them here. We have all of these different bots you can purchase. The cleaner bot, the fixer bot, the party bot. We have all the different drones, the drone styles and colors you can purchase. We have our, what are these, automated vacuums that I thought would be appropriate since it's a robotics store. And then we have our robotics toys, lamps, things like that. So all, keeping with the robotics theme that you can purchase. And I had a lot of fun with it. I have the most fun doing retail stores. Again, my real life, what did they do? What does what do? The outfits, or yeah, I'm not sure what you're asking. What does what do? So my real life experience, career has been in retail, and so I get the most enjoyment out of doing retail stores. So this world save that I've created has a lot of retail lots in it. So that is that. Again, it's kind of a unique set in this water. It's a very odd build, but I like, when I'm doing builds, I like to do things that are different. Where is that? What map? What map? So this is a world save that I've created. This is, so I've overhauled all the default, when you install the game, there's default lots, and I have replaced all of the default lots. This particular build that I've done is called Robotics Emporium, and it's a lot that I built and I have placed in this big world save that I've created. It's in Brightchester. I have it placed in Brightchester, but you could place it anywhere you want. So there's the info on the world save that I've created. Again, I've overhauled every single lot that comes in with, it comes with the game. Everything has changed. So does it have to be in a retail world for it to make money? No. So I have it set as a retail lot. Does it have to be in a retail world? Any worlds could be retails. You could have a retail lot in any world. So what I've done is I've set the lot as a retail lot, but you can place it in any world. Yes, to make money, you have to be the owner. Right now, Bob, he's not the owner, so if I were the owner, I could edit it. I don't know if you can see this up here, but I could edit it. I could set different things for sale. I could add things for sale. I assume you support Black Lives Matter, being that you have that guy. Well, I was just using Bob Pancakes, but yes, I do support the Black Lives Matter. Yes, so anyway, I'm not sure if I answered your question or not, but so you could place this retail lot in any world and it will function as a retail lot. If you're the owner, Sims will come in and you can sell items to them, and that's how you make money. But Bob, having traveled here and he doesn't own this, the only option he has is to buy the items. So that's how retail lots work in The Sims. So right now, yeah, like I said, we're just touring that world save. So over here we have Foxbury Commons, and we have this the robotics shop that I built myself. And then again, we're going to go visit Fletcher. He's living in the university housing. This lot was one that I created myself. I created both the dormitories in Foxbury and in Brightchester, just because the ones that came in game, again, I wasn't a real big fan of. So since Bob doesn't live here, we have to be checked in at that front door, and then we get the notification saying that we can come in, and then we can look at it. Here's Fletcher, who lives here. He's one of the college students. You saw him in the trailer for Discovery University. And here is my dormitory that I created. Again, I do speed builds, and you can see how I did this if you check out my YouTube under the same name, Emily Bluejay. I use the tool mod to get these rounded shapes, these rounded rooms. You don't need it in your game if you want to place this as one of your dorms. You don't need that mod. You can just use it as is. There's no custom content, no mods required to use this lot. So we have the Foxbury F here on the floor for the gym area. All students living in the dorm can use this. We have our shower area and our locker room area. So that's the top floor is for doing that. The next floor is a round library that you can look out basically all the sides. We have our elevator here. And then, so this is the library or the computer lab or things like that. And then we have the first floor, we have our common room. So we have, our foosball table, our game table. We can watch TV, listen to the radio. And then we have our dorms here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people can live in this dorm. We have our bathrooms, our kind of public bathrooms, our dormitory bathrooms. And then we have our kitchen area, so like cafeteria, where your students can come and buy goods out of the snack machine, get some coffee. We can fill this up with custom food. So a lot of the dorms will generate food, and then it will just sit out and go to waste. So if you put it in this cooler, it will actually last longer. But we also have the cafeteria station, so that somebody will actually come here on a regular basis and cook food, so your sim doesn't have to. So we have all the bases covered for the Sims here. So I've just mirrored the two on both dorms. This one, I want to say yes, I did. I changed the color. I can see. So it has a different color scheme, but otherwise it's exactly the same. And so that is all we have. I want to say for Foxbury, that's all we have. Otherwise, I think I placed dumpsters. One of the things for this challenge that I'm doing is you need dumpsters everywhere. Let me write a note for myself to check that. I'm pretty sure. I was pretty darn certain that I had placed dumpsters everywhere. Dumpsters in Brightchester? Question mark. All right, so this is my college town. I'm really utilizing it as a college town. And so one of the things I thought could be interesting would to have a laundromat, because your Sims, you can't have certain appliances in the dorms. So by having a laundromat, Sims can actually do their laundry. And all they have to do is have their dirty clothes in their inventory, and then when they travel to this lot, they're actually able to do their laundry like you would be able to in a laundromat. So that's why I really wanted to include that, again, for storytelling, for a reason for my sim to get out of their home lot and like get out into the world. I know there are a lot of us that play on crappy laptops or have crappier older computers, and so you don't necessarily like to travel, but when I got a new computer and I was, really capable of loading things really fast and handling a lot, then I really wanted to make sure I was utilizing the beautiful sim worlds that they've created for us. So again, your sim, your college student can actually come here and do the laundry if they have it in their inventory. We have a snack machine. We have a restroom over here. You can hire a vendor and get snacks there. And again, we have a recycling thing that I've added out here. We've had that community voting board, so you can modify your eco footprint or any of the naps that are in place. Yes, I did add dumpsters for Brightchester. I was so certain that I did. So again, those dumpsters tie in with if you're doing like a Regs to Riches challenge, or if you're doing the Eco Mansion Baron challenge. The only way you can acquire items is through crafting them or through dumpster diving. And so I made sure in this world save to include a lot of dumpsters so you can get your items that way. All right. So we have a few sorority and fraternity house as well. Because you can set university housing to either male or female students. And so I've included one of each. And coincidentally, I've show you the city living. Oh, we already toured city living. I'll show you in a second. I'm going to finish doing this first, and then we can check out city living. Did you want to see the map, or do you want me to actually go into the venues? Just let me know. So here we're going to go into the fraternity house. It is for Foxbury. And the other one I have set for Brightchester is for female. You could change that whichever way you want. Again, this is a build from the gallery. I want to say it's Fab Flub who did that, Flubbers, but don't quote me on that for sure. And she did this one. Whoever was the original creator did it in this color scheme, but I have duplicated it and changed the color scheme in a couple of different things, like a different car and things like that. We have, instead of gardening things, I have handiness and chessboard over here. But this is our fraternity house. We have to, let's see, where's our front door? Since we don't live here, we're going to have to ask to be invited in. So it thinks the garage door is actually the front door, which is kind of funny. And if you lived here, you could set that. So Chronic, we have actually already toured city living. And if you want to go to my YouTube, I think this is the link. There you go. If you check out my YouTube, you can find my my Twitch archives there, and so you can see the whole city as I've toured it, because I've already toured that. But I will, after we leave this lot, I will quick pop out and we can pop into city living, and I'll show you the different venues. And then if you want to see me going into them, I will. You can check out that YouTube to get all the details, because I've done that already. Basically, I'm touring this world save over a series of Twitch streams, because we're going to start this challenge that I've created to. This is going to be supported. This world save supports that challenge. So, hype, awesome! You typed the hype. That's the first time anybody's used that command. That's so fun to see. Thank you so much. All right, so here in this sorority house, we have a Murphy bed, use at your own risk, reminding you to eat, hydrate, stretch, and any meds you need. Yes, it's almost time for me to get my medication, and so that is one reason I appreciate you using that command, and I'm hoping to complete our tour of Brightchester, and then I have to go off stream and take my meds and eat my foods and things like that. So that command for self-care was super appropriate. I really appreciate that. Again, we have a cute little overhauled like garage here where we actually have some living space. On the first floor we have, again, just a cute little living area, a little dining table, teeny tiny little kitchen, and a little restroom. And then upstairs we have another bathroom and just a couple bedrooms. So again, this is a sorority house, so it would just be a handful of, or a fraternity. This one is a fraternity, so it'd just be a handful of guys living here. And you really get to know your roommates really well, as opposed to the dormitories where you had eight in a family. You could have eight in a family. Of course, they wouldn't necessarily all have to be in your family, but there would be a lot more people to interact with in the dormitories as opposed to the fraternity houses. Again, I'm not going to tour the sorority house because it's just a mirror image, just with a few color changes, a few item changes, things like that. The OnlyFans, I don't have an OnlyFans command. Excuse me. But do you have any suggestions? I don't know how people would use that normally. Like, what do they put in that command? So that's interesting. We have, the St. Laurel Library. So there normally was a library here, and this is just the completely renovated version of it. It's a lot more older looking, in my opinion, than the original one that came with the game. And it's much more extravagant. There's much more activities included. Which is super fun. Like I like traveling the world, but at the same time I like when there's a lot you can do at one venue to kind of maximize your time. So we have this beautiful, again, I'm sorry, I don't have my NC Command Center, so I can't change the weather or anything like that. We have the stupid holiday decorations are up. Yeah, that's been bugging me. But this beautiful landscaping entrance, real extravagant looking library. Definitely fits with Brightchester, the vibe of Brightchester. So up here we have our science area. This kind of functions a little bit more like a common area where you have all the activities you could do. And then over here we have some skilling, ping pong, some painting. And the level below we have just a study area, it looks like, with some computers. Same over here. Excuse me. And then we have a cafeteria and a fireplace and a ping pong table in the cafeteria. But at least there's like a cafeteria area where your Sims won't go hungry. And then we have the research and debate. You're checking out the commands. Awesome. So hugs. The hugs one I think it must be for me. Let's hear. Here are commands. There's the link of commands I have so far, and what they do, what they say, so you can check that out. Is this one not working? Which one? OnlyFans link. So yeah, I don't have the OnlyFans one, like I said. I'm not sure what that one would normally do, so if you would let me know what that would normally do, that would be awesome. And then downstairs is our public restrooms. So definitely a complete fancy build. Oh, I forgot to, we're going to travel the city now. Like I said, we'll go check out the city. I'm not going to go into the lots, but like I said, check it out on YouTube. We've done that. So San Myshuno, We have all of the apartments are by Aveline. I love her apartments so much, and she's prolific. Like she's done so many that I didn't feel like I really needed to redo them. So we've included all of her apartments in the apartments in San Myshuno and as well as Eco Lifestyle. Oh my gosh. Thank you for following. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the Blue Jay Band. And so those are all of her apartments. And here we have the Uptown Museum. So this is a museum that I have all the collections in. So all the in-game collections like postcards and fish and prints that you can get, they're all displayed in this like a museum. How I use that in my game is I place an empty version and I fill it up with the collection as my sim has it. So my sim will be the owner of that museum, and then we fill it up and we put it on display so I can see how far they have come in the collection. So I did that. I have, right now, I have a legacy save that has 117 generations. And so we kept that museum going as over the generations as they collected things. So, and I did add the collections from Batu, the Journey Batu pack. We have it included in this museum, so you can definitely see that if you take the tour over on the Twitch archives on YouTube. We have a lounge here. We have the rooftop nightclub. Again, everything is changed. It is not the original Maxis version. We have apartments in this, we have apartments in this, and we have apartments in this. Here we have a hookah lounge, and so it's just a venue that you could come and use the bubble blowers, or if you have any mods installed, you would use the whatever blowers. We have apartments here, and this one is an arts center. It's the Machino Fashion House by Simproved. It's basically this really extravagant build that surrounds the Machino pack. And so there's a lot of fashion rooms, there's some offices, there's, places to get ready for your fashion shoots and stuff like that. So this one is a fireworks emporium. It's basically like a roadside stand where you can buy fireworks, all the different fireworks that are in the game. This one is Game Over Arcade. So that one is just an arcade. I go to this venue a lot, like for birthday parties, or like if my kids want to hang out with their friends, that's where I'll have them go. That is a bar, technically. Again, we have apartments here. This one also apartments. This lot is industrial art supply, so it is a retail lot where you go and you buy all of your art supplies, any of the easels, any of the drawing tables for kids, things like that you would buy here. This is the KCAD Art Studio. So it again is an art center, but it really focuses on, let's see, what does it focus on? Like any of the arts, like painting, drawing, music. So it's a place where your Sims can go and practice their skilling of those type of skills. So, and then we have an apartment. So again, check that out on the YouTube Twitch archives if you want to see the actual tour of going into everything. I'm going to finish up our tour of Brightchester so I can go take care of myself real soon here. So Brightchester, we have a cyber cafe. Again, this is a cafe really focused on the dorm college life. So we needed to have a cyber cafe, if you ask me. Where the students can go and maybe hang out with some friends, check out the computers, things like that. But also get some coffee, because when you're a student, you definitely need coffee. I think I drank more coffee than I drank in my whole life when I was in college. So again, we have a couple of the research machines, but we also have the computers. And then again, just real simple but necessary area of having this coffee where you can order all the different types of coffee and like scones and let's see, cannoli, croissant, those kind of coffee treats that you have. Oh, does it have a second floor? Oh, it has a second floor. I forgot about that. Cool. So we have our main office area. public restroom, and then just a storage area. So that is this build. Again, I apologize if it's dark. I don't have my NC Command Center installed because it was giving me errors, too many errors, even though I had it updated to the most recent version. So it's a little bit dark, but you get the gist of our cyber cafe here. I'm starting to lose my voice too. I hope you guys can hear me all right. Again, having that dumpster place, I have dumpsters all over the world to do the challenge that I'm doing. We're going to go to Ubright Commons. So this is another reno of the Commons that we can travel to, basically to do anything and everything, skilling wise, that your college student could need. So it's a good place for them to do kind of a lot at once, and so you don't have to travel a lot if you don't want to. So again, here we have our excuse me, our cafeteria area where we actually get somebody who will station this, man this station basically. Our main entrance area, we have the library, what I presume the creator was thinking as a library. We have our debate. Again, we have some custom paintings that don't count as custom content. They are displayed in this save correctly. I don't have any custom content installed, but the way they have created this, the game doesn't register them as custom content. So they will show in your game exactly that way as well. Public restroom. And it looks like we do have a downstairs. So the Commons has a large lap pool for your Sims to do their swimming. We have a gym area for them to do any of their workouts, public restrooms. We have a sauna. Oh, that's pretty nice. And then we have I guess a place for you to crash, which is kind of weird for the Commons. But maybe the Commons organizer actually has their own room here. I suppose that could make sense. Upstairs, we have our practice rooms for music, a public restroom. We have kind of our robotics computer lab area. We have our art room to practice the arts, and then we kind of have our fun room. So it's really a complete venue. Like I said, you can have your Sims come here and really do anything and everything they want, especially even with those beds. They could hang out here forever until they have class. And lastly, we will visit the Brightchester dorms. The Brightchester dorms are my build. I wanted something that fit in with the style of Brightchester a whole lot better, and so it's really this kind of extravagant Victorian looking build that I have again mirrored, maybe changed the colors of the bedspreads and things for the second dorm, but otherwise it's mirrored just like I did in Foxbury. You could download this off of the gallery under Emily Blue Jay as well. You can see the speed build on my YouTube, Emily Blue Jay. So this is the dorm. Used a lot of vampire items for this build. Oops, again, since we don't live here, we have to knock on the door and be checked in order to get access to the dorms. If you live in the dorms, you don't have to go through that process. Excuse me. All right, so we'll start on the bottom floor. So we have this outdoor courtyard area. We have a chess table in this little nook, and then we have, out here we have some painting. On either side we have a small bathroom for the dorm, the people who live here to access. And so this room we have the pink beds, and this one we have the blue beds. I think in the other dorm it's green and yellow. So it just depends on which dorm you live in and which colors you get. Here we have our sort of library and computer lab kind of gathering area. We have a piano. This is a very opulent dorm. Your parents got money if you're going here, in my mind. Here's our elevator, so everybody kind of congregates right here. We have a radio. so you can do your dancing or get your fun need up. And then we have a cafeteria. Again, somebody will come in and man this station. Most often, I have found that it has been Caleb, and it's fine for a vampire, I guess, to man my cafe station. But and then upstairs, we just have a little bit of fun area. So foosball, gaming table, and then the bubble blower. And then over here we have our juice keg, which the students have hidden away. So hopefully it doesn't get found, because you're not supposed to be doing juice stands when you're living in the dorm, but everybody does. And then we have our exercise area. So again, a real complete build. Your Sims can do what they need to do. And that is our tour, the full tour of Brightchester and the world of Brightchester. So let's see here. We're going to travel. We're going to bring Bob back home. Next weekend, when I stream again, we will be visiting. Let's see, what do we have left? We did all these. So we're going to do Evergreen Harbor next weekend, and then we're going to do the vacation worlds, which I can't access right now. So Salvadorada, Granite Falls, and Batu. Those are the last, I think, so we'll get them done in one day, and then I'm going to start the challenge. So I'm pretty excited about that. So if you missed the link before, I'll put that in. Here's the challenge. It's called the Eco Mansion Baron Challenge. It's like a mix between Rags to Riches and the Legacy Challenge, just a little bit more difficult, because I know, like, one of the things that I see everybody do with the Rags to Riches is they'll grow a ton of garden plants or get like the money tree, and then all of a sudden they're rich. And so this particular challenge that I've come up with, it does not allow you to do that. You can only have one each of each kind of plant. So planting does get you money if you've collected all those plants and are growing them, but it doesn't like jump you ahead, because you can't have 100 dragon fruits and then sell a bunch of money. So that's kind of the trickier thing. I wanted to have limitations on this challenge so that it was kind of extra challenging. And it is slow going. And so that's what we're going to be doing next weekend. We're going to be finishing up the tours, and we're going to be doing the challenge. As always, you can find any of the other tours that I've previously done on that YouTube Twitch archive. You should be able to find the link there. So you can check out any of the other tours. You can download this save into your, what's it called? You can download the save file. That's what it is. Save file. I was blanking on what the name of the command was. So save file. You can download the save file, put it into your game. There's no CC required. It should function completely normally. It will show up. Let's see if I have an example. Exit to main menu. We're not going to save that. It'll show up looking like, if you install it correctly, you'll see the icon of 2 zombie siblings, and that is the correct save file for this. So let's see here, load game. So it looks like this. It's called Emily's World Save. So you can add that into your game. Do you use Wicked Whims? I have used Wicked Whims. Right now I have it shut off because that's a big no-no for streaming. I have used it. I don't have it installed right now, again, for streaming and just for playing right now. It's like, I find the settings to be really tedious. So yeah, just because I like certain things to appear in certain places and not in others. And so I have used it. I have some experience with it. Again, for streaming, that's a big no-no. So we don't have that. So anyway, if you wanted to have any of those mods, this world save, if you put it in your game, would work with that. If you wanted to use base metal, like I said, I have, we toured my, the dispensary that I created that has, it's the only CC lot I've created. And that one is called, if you want to look for it on the gallery, the Mary Jane, spelt this way. And you have to tick the box for include custom content because otherwise it won't show up. So it's called the Mary Jane. What is it called? because I used the word dispensary for, so mine, let's see, and lots. Oh, and include custom content. Forgot to check it for myself to check. Let's see, where is it? I am totally not seeing it right now. Mary Jane Dispensary. Oh, okay. So the non-CC version is called Herbal Dispensary, and then the Mary Jane Dispensary is for the CC, which you need base mental for. If you want to check out that version, it is on my speed build, which is over on the YouTube. So you would look up the Herbal Dispensary, and I've included the panoramics of using the custom content, base mental custom content for that. Not my proudest moments. Oh, using Wicked Whims, or what wasn't your proudest moment? So yeah, anyhow, that is it for me today, guys. You can definitely find me anywhere, socials, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. I'm pretty out there with Emily Blue Jay. I'm on there as Emily Blue Jay on everything if you want to give me a follow. Again, I'll be back next weekend. Wicked Whims. Yeah, yeah. Actually, when I installed it, I was like, I didn't know what I got myself into. I hadn't watched anything really on it, and yeah, so I was a little taken back. And again, that's where the settings come into play. Like, you can tame it down a lot or a little depending on what your game style, what you want in your game. But yeah, initially it was definitely very shocking. So I'm going to be back next weekend. We're going to finish up the tour of the eco lifestyle world, which I'm blanking on at the moment, and then the 3 vacation worlds, Selva Dorada, Granite Falls, and then the Batu. And then we're finally going to jump into this challenge. So with that, I thank you all guys for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I will catch you next weekend. Take care. Bye, guys.